Grand Rising, beautiful family. It's Retta's Recovery Reminders. It's Retta, and Ratchet is right here with me as always. And today I'm going to branch out a little bit and expand because I have been reading the Until Today for almost a year. So I have been studying the laws of the universe and the matrix, and I kind of want to talk a little bit about what the matrix is, and so we can all be on the same page. The matrix, as we see it, we're born into a world with things that we're taught from school, religion, our parents. And if we don't question what we're taught and we just accept that as the truth and then, teach that to our children without questioning those beliefs and seeing if there's something else out there, those are the little pins in the matrix that give us guideposts as to what, to make sense of our reality. Okay? Some people, that doesn't work for them. I was one of them because I didn't think things made sense. They didn't connect for me fully. So I began investigating the occult, different things, enlightenment, secret societies, our society, the brain, psychology, things like that. Okay, I've learned many, many things in my, experience, but the most important thing that I learned was the actual experience when I, OD'd and left this realm and was transported. I don't know where I was, okay? I was in whatever we are in now, but without my shell, okay? And I was still aware, and I was given messages, information, let's just put it that way. I was given information, and when I came back, I had to integrate the information that I was given when I was on the other side into my life, because I didn't really get what was going on because I was trying to comprehend with my physical eyes, and my heart was the one that was really what I should have been listening to. And when I started to listen to my heart and know that I was worth more than I was being treated as, and stepped out on my own, I was afraid. But I took everything that I had learned from that experience and my studies, and I have applied it to my life. And that is where the knowledge actually becomes wisdom, is when we apply it to our life. And today, that's why I do my yoga and my meditation, and I make sure that I am in touch with myself, who I am and who I am becoming. And that is a consistent thing every day. I'm doing my writing. I started The Artist's Way, which is a really awesome course on bringing your artistic side back out, because I am an artist. I've always been a poet and an artist. I draw, I paint, create things of all kinds, and through my emotional journey, my emotional, I don't know what it was a mess, but until I learned how to deal with my own emotions and what I felt from childhood, from being abandoned at 11 years old. You know, that's not something that's easily gotten over, you know, even though we forgive the people and we love the people. It's still something that we carry with us until we're able to authentically look at that and realize that it had nothing to do with me. You know, I was a child and I just wanted to be loved and to feel safe. And I don't think I have really felt safe until recently. You know, I learned to feel safe inside myself. I don't think I was in my body for a long time. I was in my head, and I disassociated a lot. And that's how I was able to stay in these traumatic, chaotic situations, because, you know, I was trying to make them better, but really it was nothing that I could fix. And when I really got that and said, okay, I am going to bow out and let life be their teacher, and I became my own teacher. And that's really, we are just learning how to do the best we can with the information that we have. But we have been given such shoddy information, you know, with religion and TV, and, you know, it's just awareness is the number one thing. You know, I had a comment that said something about fear-based beliefs, and I think that's the opposite of what love is fear. I have no fear anymore because I know that I am creating a life of love and abundance, and I get what I sow. I reap what I sow. And today I sow love and enlightenment and knowledge and wisdom. And I share that, you know, with whoever cares to resonate with my frequency. If that's not where you're at yet, that's okay. I understand that. We all have a path. Not everybody is meant to awaken in this lifetime. If you're still stuck with the, you know, matrix, God, or, you know, that's okay. It's okay. Wherever you're at is okay. And wherever you are, whoever you are, whatever you have done, God loves you. And that's you. When you can stop beating yourself up for the mistakes that you've made when you didn't know any better, that's when you can actually heal and get somewhere in your life. And I hope that that's where you are today, because that's where I am. I'm going to start reading this. The nature of the laws, the introduction. The dictionary defines law as something regarded as having binding force or effect. It is vital to understand that every law is a realization of the existence of intangible yet effective power. The law of gravity, for instance, we can't see it, we can't feel it, but it exists. And its existence affects every person present on the planet. The universal laws share these properties. Intangible. The 12 laws are the realization of such forces that exist and affect every being on the planet. Yet they are intangible and invisible. They can't be touched or felt. Boundless. The 12 laws of the universe are boundless. They are not bound to a particular area or stopped by any country's border. They exist everywhere, just like air. Timeless. The 12 laws are timeless. They have always been, and they will always be. It is now that there has been a realization of their existence. Take the example of the law of attraction. You've probably heard of that. But the law of attraction is just the tip of the iceberg. The law of attraction gets a lot of attention thanks to the popular 2006 Rhonda Byrne film, The Secret. What most people don't realize is that, in fact, 12 universal laws, not just one. Many people credit The Secret with getting the law of attraction into mainstream. Since then, so many of us have tried to harness its principles to manifest things we desire to varying levels of success. But the law of attraction is only one of the 12 universal laws. They all work together. The law of attraction on its own is like trying to catch a fish with a hook, but no bait. 12 universal laws or principles. My advice is to understand these principles, but realize that they are not be all and end all. As far as I can tell, these laws help me to come to terms with my day-to-day life situations. They help me overcome challenges when things appear to be not going the way I'd like. They help me reframe circumstances to get a broader understanding. It's important here to note that we keep our minds open to understand these laws. After all, knowledge and understanding are ever-changing and expanding. These 12 universal laws are an amalgamation of spirit, science, and metaphysics. Consider them like guidelines. They help us understand how universal intelligence is organized. Understanding the 12 laws shows us how to master life on all levels, and it gives us insights into what we can do to reach our goals. Says Nova Lee Wilder, the numerologist and author who works with the laws of the universe during sessions with clients. They show us how we ended up where we are, how to trust, and how to use the laws to create flow to get somewhere else. In other words, the laws provide a roadmap of how we can make the most of life. Are you ready to implement these laws? Keep reading and learn more about the 12 laws of the universe and how they affect our life. What are the 12 laws? It is believed that 12 universal laws are immutable foundations of our world, which ancient cultures instinctively knew. The laws are often associated with Ho'oponopono, a meditation for freedom that came from ancient Hawaiian culture. Wonderful meditation. I'm sorry, I love you, please forgive, or I love you, please forgive me, I'm sorry, thank you. It's amazing. If you ever don't know what to do during your meditation, just repeat that over and over. And, the universe will bring you the peace when you actually take care of that in yourself. However, some laws are also derived from ancient Egyptian Hermetic philosophy. The list of ancient laws has withstood the test of time. Both Kaiser, Kumar, and plenty of others around the world with them still work with them today. All of the laws are about mastering your life with love and joy, Kaiser explains. When you think about the spiritual laws of the world, your mind may go directly to the law of attraction. However, it turns out that there is a whole network of interconnected spiritual laws that can affect every aspect of your life. Even better, these rules can be used to support the law of attraction, but you don't have to work with them for specific manifestations. These are often discussed with the Ho'oponopono healing method. The 12 laws of the universe teach us something unique about well-being, happiness, and success. Understanding these spiritual laws makes it clear where you are in the world. This book discusses and summarizes these 12 laws, and this book will help you understand how these laws affect you and make an impact on your perceptions of the world. And I'm just going to read the first one today, which is the law of divine oneness. Everything is connected, and I think this is the most important law to get within you, because then you'll realize that everything you do is not just affecting you. And that was something that I had to get in me in my addiction, because I was like, well, I'm not hurting anybody, I'm just using, to get these crazy thoughts out of my head, but I was affecting my family. My children are still being affected today, which is why I'm healing my heart and my mind. More will be revealed. Everything is connected. The first and most fundamental law of the universe is the law of divine oneness. It emphasizes the interconnectedness of all things. it says that beyond our senses, every thought, every action, and event has something to do with everything else. In other words, every choice, word, desire, or belief you have affects the world and people in your life. We're all connected. You, your dog, the tilapia you ate for dinner, your boss, and Dwayne, the annoying barista at your local cafe. Yes, you and Dwayne both came from the same place and are energetically connected. This may be hard to believe because our egos are so good at highlighting our individuality as well as our differences. Of course, we are separate people, but this is only for one level of reality, the physical level. You and I are both physical expressions of the same energy. In fact, all living things are a manifestation of the same source energy. This is the law of divine oneness. People normally cut reality into compartments and so are unable to see the interdependence of all phenomena. To see one in all and all in one is to break through the great barrier which narrows one's perception of reality. That's Thin Nai Han. Thin Nat Han. Tich Na Han. I don't know how to say that. So let's go one step further. We are all connected. Your thoughts and actions affect everyone. We believe that we can go around in the bubble of our own life without affecting the people, communities, and environment around us. In some cases, the effect is obvious and immediate. You have an argument with your friend and then regret it. Sometimes it's an indirect effect that you never notice. When you hold the door open for a stranger who feels invisible to the world, that simple gesture of acknowledging his presence brightens his entire day. That's why being kind is so important. Every single atom inside of you is connected in some way, shape, or form to the rest of the universe you move through. This means that everything we do has a ripple effect and affects not only us, but others as well. Remember that your actions are important. They both matter and make a difference. Everything that exists, seen and unseen, is connected to each other, inseparable from each other, to the field of divine oneness. Understanding this law is important. As we do, we realize that what we think of each other should only be for good. If we think good of others, they will think good of you. It is essential that the thoughts, feelings, and actions be for good, for we reap what we sow. As you gain a fuller understanding of the laws, you will see how they are all related and overlap each other and govern the world we live in. Everything consists of and exists as energy. Your subatomic particles aren't fixed. In fact, particles may be flowing into and out of you now from this page, the sky, the floor, your best friend, your worst enemy. In other words, there is no separation. Here is an important question to contemplate upon. How would you behave if you really knew that you were not separate from the life of your friends, colleagues, and every being that ever existed? The answer is this: probably differently. Now let's take a deeper look about the understanding of divine oneness. It has many names. People like me call it source, or the world, well, Wayne Dyer calls it spirit. Some call it energy. Others use the name karma, Buddha. Whatever it is there, and it unifies us all. Source, that's it. Everything else is a made-up construct in the mind of humans. Nature already had it down. Why didn't we just look at what nature was doing and understand? There is no animosity in nature. There is life and death, and it is all a necessity, just like the bad and the good. I didn't like being mean to people, but now I understand there's a place where standing up for yourself, it's not being mean, it's just standing up for yourself and speaking your truth and living in your truth. And today, that's what I do. I stand in my truth, and I don't allow anyone to knock me off my square, because I know where I've been. I know what I know. And today, I am at peace with that, and it doesn't matter. I try to share it with the world so that everybody can, understand that they have the power to change their world by just changing their thoughts about the world. That's all I did. Changed my thoughts about myself and what I was capable of. Started becoming open to the possibilities of becoming better and doing something with the light in my heart, in my life. And that is what I'm doing, sharing it with you guys. So let's find out how we are all connected to everyone else. You were born from another human being, two people connected and made you. There's no other way to make life. And the two people who made you, another two people had to make them. On and on it goes, the process. We are all connected somehow through this process. And somehow, way back there, this process was started somewhere. So this is how we are all connected. You may affirm, but what about being connected to everything else? You are born, you will die. This is inevitable. When you die, you will return to the earth. The Bible says you are dust, and to dust you will return. When we return to the earth when we die. We become dust, the dust that creates fertile ground in which our food grows and nourishes us. We flow into the water and feed life to plants and other animals. Look at the dust, substances that form fertile soil. The dust that makes the soil is on which our food grows and nourishes people. Add water to the equation. The water evaporates and goes up and turns blue and turns into rain clouds. All of us are back in the dust. All of us are back in the dust. That is very important in our lives. We all communicate like this. I don't think I understand that, but why the law of divine oneness is so important. Energy is everything. So when you are having a low energy vibration, the same is sent out into the world. And it brings down the overall vibration of the world. As the law says, we are all connected. So your vibrations affect my vibrations and vice versa. So true. And I really wasn't aware of how much other people affect your vibrations until I cut toxic people out of my life. And now I realize how much peace and love and just patience I have with myself and the world. Now that I'm not being projected, all that negativity is not being projected at me. Oh my gosh. Seriously. Who you surround yourself with matters. People treat you how they feel about you. If you're not being treated lovingly, go find your people. I promise they're out there. Okay. One person at low energy can take a lot away from the world. It automatically stops people from being at their highest energy, highest vibration. It is important to consider that if enough people run through the world with low energy, the world starts to be dragged down. The same applies for higher energy. If you and I can vibe high through life, we will affect those with lower energy. Our high vibes will come down a bit, but their lower vibes will come up. And the higher we can vibe, the higher we can bring up the lower vibes. That's my goal today. Vibrate as high as I can, be as happy and as joyous and as peaceful as I can in every day, and share that and realize, allow people to realize that they have the power to create that for themselves, within themselves. It just takes getting away from everything that is, you think is creating problems, and getting quiet within yourself. Meditation and yoga saved my life. And if nothing else, I have my ex to thank for that. Thanks. Okay, so the secret to a happy, healthy, wealthy, fruitful life, better than you can ever dream about, is hidden in the vibrations. But not just your vibrations, in the world's vibrations. Therefore, it is essential to keep the world at a high vibration. This is how we can make the world start doing amazing things. How to use the law of divine oneness. The law of divine oneness isn't something you can apply. Instead, it's more of living with an awareness of. We are all connected. Keep this law in mind when you interact with others, knowing that you are connected to everyone and everything you interact with. How will you be different? How will you interact? And what can you do to raise your vibrations while raising others? These are the questions to ask yourself as you look deeper into the law of divine oneness. Advice: be mindful of your thoughts, actions, and behavior, for they send waves throughout the universe. And since we're all connected, what goes around comes right back around in some form. And that's what I know. And today I live in my love, and I don't care who doesn't see it. I share it with those who care to resonate with it. And I will continue making my life the best that I possibly can and sharing my light with the world. I love you guys. I hope everybody has a really great week this week. Be a blessing. Peace.